Elam is going to try this, and it will be a 60, let's call it 63-yard attempt. Spotted at the Bronco 47-yard line. Snap a little high. Elam's kick. Oh, the line drive. It's got enough distance.
Let's kick it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's kick it at a far distance. My name is Rhett. This is the Long Distance Kicks podcast. I am here, as always, as ever, with my older brother Ian. Ian, how are you feeling? Are you feeling rested? Did you like go back to the tape? What did you do with your bye week?
I'm getting over a little bit of sickness, actually. This weekend, I went to Chicago with some people we went to school with back in the day. Now that's back in the day, which was fun. And now I'm back home kind of getting over, some cold stuff. I've been popping the quill, as they say, as is the old adage. So, no, I haven't really – I've kind of like – been a little bit away from football for a little bit, which I think has been kind of nice because now we're gearing up for the stretch run. And then right after the season is my Super Bowl, which is draft season. So, it was nice to just kind of disconnect from that for a little bit, but I feel good. I think the last time I wasn't feeling good, Rhett, was September 21st, because that was the last time the Denver Broncos lost a football game.
That feels like forever ago. Oh my God.
I know, man. We have been on a run. So yeah, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. It's so funny. I also got out of town during the bye week. The coaches let you go. We went to like upstate New York with some friends. Got a really weird Airbnb. It was sparsely furnished and almost everything was marble. Not sure what that, but weird vibes from that place. But
That is weird.
it was nice to get out, clear the head a little bit, and then like I don't think I actually watched any football over the weekend, except for like the last 2 minutes of the KC um, Indianapolis game, like
Yeah.
the last little bit there.
Yeah.
So it's nice. I feel refreshed. I'm excited. I'm ready to lock back in. We have um, 6 games remaining in this season. We are sitting pretty. Your Denver Broncos are currently holding on to the 2 seed. We are currently um, we have a 2 game lead, a 3 game lead? Question mark? A 2 game lead? 2 game lead in the AFC West. We're in the catbird seat, baby. As someone would say, but can't last forever. There's work to be done again. We have an East Coast road trip to Washington, D.C., and the Commanders. Ian, I know that it was up in the air. It seems as though we are getting Marcus Mariota and not Jalen Daniels here in this game. What just your quick hits? What comes to mind? What are you thinking about whenever you're thinking about this game marching on Washington?
Yeah. So from what I've heard, it seems like Jaden Daniels will try to start practicing again this week, but it is a long shot for him to be ready for Sunday night, which on one hand, you look at it and you think, well, hey, that makes it easier for us. On the other hand, it's a little bit disappointing from a football standpoint. I think that towards the end of last season, if you had said, hey, next year we're going to have Broncos Commanders on Sunday Night Football, people would have been real excited about that because it's like, oh, Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels, 2 guys who had really good rookie seasons. Now they get to go head to head. So it's disappointing that we don't get to see it from that standpoint. But Rhett, Marcus Mariota, been in the league a long time now. Hasn't played awful football. Like he's had some good moments, but ultimately, this makes things easier for our defense, as if that was something that they needed. Jaden Daniels is a different level of athlete than Marcus Mariota, though Mariota is very good, even as he's gotten older. Everything about Mariota is a downgrade. I just think I don't like talking like overly confidently, but it feels really hard for me to believe that our defense will struggle in any way come Sunday night. It just feels like defensive side of the ball, we should do some work. So I'm kind of excited to see VJ have some fun out there with his guys. So
Yeah, I think there's not really much there in Washington as far as something that you would be afraid of. I am unsure. I don't know what Terry McLaurin's status is. I'm a fantasy owner of Terry McLaurin, and I still have no idea where. I feel like he's been about to come back for like 6 straight weeks now, and
yeah,
that could be hyperbole, but um, you don't have your number one receiver out there. You don't have your number one quarterback out there. It should be a game that Denver is able to really, really control, even though it being the East Coast, even though it being Washington late in the year. Like Washington, not known for a weather city, but it is. I will attest that area of the country. You can get some really nasty, gross, like muddy, wet, rainy, cold conditions, which I would say is worse than even like a winter game at the end of the year covered in snow. You
yeah,
give me like if it's raining and in the 40s, that might be the worst weather imaginable. So it could be a really
yeah.
nasty game, but
Could be.
uh,
Reddit saying, I looked here, A to Z
mhm.
Sports is saying that today Dan Quinn said that Terry McLaurin has returned to practice, but they're going to monitor
Oh,
things throughout the week. He doesn't have an answer today on if Terry will be ready to go on Sunday. So it's kind of up in the air
okay. So the
if Terry
coaching
comes back.
staff might choose to shut McLaurin down, or possibly maybe our our guy we're returning from injury might just
Yeah.
shut McLaurin down.
I would be hopeful. I would be hopeful that Pat can get back and play. I will say
Mhm.
this though, Rhett. Even if he can't, and even if Terry McLaurin does play, I still take our defense every day of the week over that
Yeah,
offense. Yeah, I feel pretty confident. We're just kind of at that point where our defense has earned that, right? Even on the road,
yeah.
just like they can handle these guys.
They
So
should
I'm
definitely
not
be
worried
able
about it.
to handle. I'm looking at yes. Sunday, I'm not seeing. Oh, depending on when kickoff is in the afternoon, we're getting rain, and the high is 45, low is 30. So it's going to be
Okay,
a disgusting game out there, and
we
I
like to
think that
play
that
those.
I think that just favors the team that has the best defense in the league. On the
Yep.
offensive side of the ball, um, boy, you do hope to see. I feel like we saw something from Bo.
Yeah.
And I want to see that that's the one where the defense, it feels like we're nice and set. The offense, you're kind of hoping to unwrap a little bit of
Well,
a present here, right? With
listen,
the bye week and everything.
listen. Uh, Washington's defense is terrible. They're they're a bad defense by every metric. They're near the bottom of the league. It's interesting because like the Cowboys' defense has been laughably bad this year,
Hmm.
which is the team that Dan Quinn came from, and the team he's on currently has a pretty dang bad defense too. So yeah, obviously we really liked what we saw from Bo Nix against Kansas City. I mean, I really thought. I mean, that was one of the best games he's played, even though he didn't throw a passing touchdown per se, and wasn't like the most passing yards he's thrown for. But just in terms of being in command, making clutch plays when he needed to, but also just spread throughout the 4 quarters of the game. We really liked what we saw from him. Rhett, I think this is a great opportunity for that to continue, especially considering the fact that we have that bye week. Now, I guess I have a little bit of a take, Rhett. I think we all, like including myself, I think we all overrate the bye week in terms of like game planning
Hmm.
purposes. Um, I think where the bye week is valuable is getting your body back and getting to
Hmm.
recover that extra week. I think adds so much. I think like people say, well, they got 2 weeks to prepare. Well, Sean Payton gave his players the whole week off this past week,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
and I'm sure they're doing things on their own and watching film and stuff like that. But like all the things that come with being a pro, but we kind of overrated a little bit, and people are like, well, Andy Reid is, he's got this record off the bye week, and it's like, well, it's probably more to do with the fact that his players get rested than
yeah.
So I just think that in a league where these guys are already in the rhythm of preparing a game plan within the course of a week, it's really more about the rest and recovery. And that is huge, especially for us. Kind of makes me grateful that we had it later in the year and that we were able to win so much because that really paid off. But that being said, our offense is rested up. They're ready to go. I expect to see good things from Bo on Sunday night. I want to see us, even though like we felt the absence of J.K. Dobbins against the Chiefs. We really didn't have great success running the ball. I'd still like us to try to keep that going, though. Like, let's keep trying to, spark that flame a little bit to get it going. Whether it's Jaleel McLaughlin, whether it's RJ Harvey, whether it's Tyler Bede, and Rhett, maybe, we've talked about it, I think, in the last episode. We expect him to try to add a back. In fact, Dameon Pierce is a guy we looked at. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, it said that we put a waiver claim in, I believe.
Yeah,
but
and
the
he
Chiefs
went to
got
Kansas City's practice squad. So that shows me that, okay, we're looking for somebody. So that being said, I want us to commit to the run, try to get it going, even though we don't have JK. I like Jaleel McLaughlin when he's in. It's kind of like, oh, Jaleel McLaughlin's about to run the ball. But we'll see. Again, it's a bad defense. So, yeah, Rhett, that being said, we should be able to make plays. We should be able to move the ball. Sean Payton, he should be in his bag on Sunday night. That's what I expect to see now after that big win against Kansas City. I now expect to see them perform well against a very bad defense. So,
yeah, I'm interested in. I think Sean Payton playing against the old Seattle cover 3 scheme. He should get it's like a booster to his abilities as a play caller. He's like, oh, I know this. I've played this before. He's got all of the plays. He knows exactly how to manipulate and play with that defense. I wonder, though, this is just me throwing stuff at the wall here, but do you think it would be is it actually playing such an old archaic version of defense? Is that a boost against Bo Nix? Is he like a kid that's a millennial or a Gen Z, like having to learn for the first time how to read an email chain properly? Because it's like, well, I've never done this before. He's like, oh, yeah, okay,
well,
yeah, we just got to do Seattle beaters. And it's
I
like,
guess
well,
Rhett, you got to remember, though, Bo Nix has been in college since 2019. So it's like
that's true.
He may have seen – I know it's college versus pro, and that's a big difference. But, I don't know. I know this, Rhett. You talk about cover 3. What's really great against cover 3? Dagger. So maybe we can start running that a little bit more, I don't know. And you're right. We'll see how he handles all that. But I'd love to see. Again, if they're playing cover 3, I wouldn't be mad if we start letting Evan Ingram kind of run the seam a little bit. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what Sean will do, but I trust him. Rhett, I don't like feeling this assured. We're winning this game, right? Every game is hard. Every team is difficult. There are no bad teams in the NFL. They're only bad relative to the competition, right?
Yeah.
You line the Tennessee Titans up against the best college teams, and they're blowing them out 80-0, right? That being said, we're winning this game. The games we've lost, one was because of a leverage penalty. We should have won against the Colts, and we didn't. And I don't believe in blaming the refs, and then a last second field goal against the Chargers.
Yeah. And an act of God on behalf of Justin Herbert.
You're right. You're right. Which he just always seems to do against us. But we've been winning the games that we're supposed to win. Granted, some of them went in a roundabout way, i.e. the Giants game.
Yeah.
Right. But
i.e. the Jets game.
The Jets game.
The Raiders. We're not doing it. We're not doing it pretty.
You could throw the Titans in there, even though I suspected that it wouldn't be that easy. But we're winning the games we're supposed to win, and we're also winning the games we're not supposed to win. If you think about the Eagles game at the time, it was not perceived that we should beat the Eagles. I think now we know that we're actually very much on par with their team. People will push back and say, well, you were supposed to beat the Chiefs. But the thing is, most people were not picking us to beat the Chiefs. And
Yeah,
we
they
won
were
that
the
game.
Vegas Super Bowl favorites whenever we beat them.
People were wary about, hey, can Denver go on the road in Houston against that elite defense and come up with the win? And we did. Like we've been able to do the games we're not supposed to win and the games we are supposed to win. This is, Rhett, a game firmly, I believe, we are supposed to win. And I think our team, the biggest difference, Rhett, this is going to sound so corny and cliche. I think the biggest difference between last year's team and this year's team, I think this year's team understands the moment, right? I think they understand the importance, the burden of responsibility that comes with being a great team, and I think they're ready to execute. So yeah, I'm not even saying I'm willing to predict a blowout. I feel very confident that we're going to take this one. So
Yeah, like you said, like we're winning the games we're supposed to win. We're also winning the games we're not supposed to win. Like it's I don't think I emotionally truly comprehend 9-2. I can
yeah,
see it on a sheet of paper, but I think about it and I'm like, man, yeah, we've been playing football all season and twice we've come away losing the game. That is it's a reality that like you just have to kind of even take in, like you can't
I
even take it in all at once.
Rhett, I never would have guessed coming off the bye we'd be 9-2.
9-2.
Never would have had the gall to guess that record. And so
Nine and
yeah,
two is just absolutely ridiculous. Um, and yeah, so it's one of those, it's like, okay, this isn't the part of the year where we're super finding out about teams. Like we're going to find out just how high a contender, like
yeah,
we we're asking questions. We're like asking about the 1 seed. We're asking about, is this like, could this team make a run legitimately at the Super Bowl? We're not asking if this is
they
a
could,
playoff team. We're not asking if this is a good team.
they could,
We're not even asking if this is a great team. This is a great
they
football
could
team.
make a run at the Super Bowl. They could.
And we're in a place where we're asking, where you just you have to be confident going in
And
against
you
the
have to be
Washington Commanders.
right. And this
Dang.
is like kind of what you're saying too. Like you have to be confident, but in that vein, like we have to just accept who this football team is. Like,
Hmm.
and this is me. Like, I mean, I'm calling myself out because there have been so many moments this year where you feel upset about the way you win. The Raiders
Hmm.
game and the Jets game are prime examples. I know for a lot of people, the Titans game was kind of a discouraging, disheartening, first step out of the gate. Uh, we win ugly.
Yeah.
The Houston game was a rock fight. You could even argue that this last game against the Chiefs had some rock fight elements to it.
Yeah.
They weren't all pretty, right? They weren't all like the Cowboys game or the Bagels game. Uh, but this is a team that is physical. We are not overwhelmed by being in a tight situation. We always feel like when things are even, that we have the advantage, and so we've got to just embrace that with this team. And I think some of that grit will prove helpful as we're getting into January. And there are the most significant games happening. So
Mm.
yeah, it just feels like we're going to take care of business here, Rhett, and that just is what it is. I don't have a whole lot more to say about it. So
Yeah, I mean, give us your final score prediction. Looking back, oh wait, we already did this. Y- I was more correct than you last week. Let's go. Um, I have already written my prediction down. I'll give you my prediction first so that
okay,
I'm predicting a 23-9 victory.
okay,
Um, and it's not going to be overly flashy, but I do think that we are going to just impose ourselves over this game.
yeah, I like that. I'm gonna go 27. I'm gonna go 27-13.
Ooh.
There's a part of me that's like, no, I always like to guess like a little bit more but like, no, I don't think this offense can hang more than that on our defense. So
Hmm.
yeah, I think we won 27-13. I think that's probably like the biggest discrepancy I've predicted this year and a Broncos win. So
Okay,
yeah,
and then Ian, let me just add a little more, I think, for fun.
yeah,
Give me
yeah.
one player. Give me one player you think will score a touchdown, not named Bo Nix, unless you think he's going to run one in. And give me a defender that makes a big play.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think RJ Harvey could have a big game here. Again, the defense, both in the run and the pass, is terrible. So you can just kind of see a big,
Hmm.
long outside run for Harvey in the making, right? So I think Harvey will find the end zone again. I think he'll go back to that trend, of being that, touchdown scorer.
Hmm.
And then what was the second thing? A defender that makes a big play.
Yeah,
I mean, hey, I'm just going to have fun with it. Why not continue to ride the train, the Tillman train? Dondrea Tillman, he's going to do some other awesome thing. I don't know what it's going to be. I know we may be getting Jonah Ellis back, so he might not be getting as much time. But you know what? Dondrea Tillman's going to come up with something. I don't know.
he's
I don't
going
know
to
if
get
it's
another long
another.
interception return. He's finally getting that thick six.
Right. I'm being from your lips to God's ears, brother. Yeah, that'd be awesome. So yeah,
Uh,
what are your thoughts?
I think this is return of the Mac. I think this is Cortland Sutton says, "All right,
Okay,
all right, listen, it's been 4 or 5 weeks. Teams have been really keying in on me. Um, Bo has been more willing to go to court to Troy and to do whatever. I think Cortland Sutton, I think it's going to be a nasty, gross, bad weather game, and Cortland is just going to bully a couple guys. I think he's going to get a touchdown. I think he might get two.
I love it.
Um, I would love to see him just physically impose himself against this defense. And then on the defensive side, I'm going to say I would love to see. No, that's me leaning too much into narrative. I was about to be. Well, no, let's do it. Let's do it. I think I want to see Riley Moss get an interception
I
back
love it.
in. He's all of a sudden he's not having to be Batman anymore. He just gets to be Robin again, and like instead of Robin,
We hope so.
he
Yeah.
grows up. He gets to be Nightwing now.
Hey,
Um, some comic book lore there. So I think we see a Riley Moss uh, interception, or if I could choose it, I want I want them to throw a screen pass. I want Riley Moss to diagnose it. I want him to hit the guy so hard it forces a fumble, and then he picks it up and take it back. I don't even want him to do the interception thing. I just want him to destroy a screen.
love it.
That's my dream.
I love it.
Okay.
I hope yours come true.
Uh, and now we have 6 games remaining in our season. So I'm gonna pull up these 6 games, give us a little bit of a visual so that we can uh, look at them there. And look, there's us little in the bottom corner. Um, Ian, let's talk about the stretch run. Okay, it's
Okay.
always important to stretch before we try to do anything crazy like go to the playoffs. And Uh, I just want to throw this up to you. Looking at this list of games, what is your toughest game remaining?
I mean, I think the toughest one is going into Arrowhead. Um, yeah, I know what the Chiefs' record is, and I don't think the Chiefs' roster is good. I'm just gonna say that.
Hmm.
I think they have a bad roster, but they still have Patrick Mahomes and they still have Andy Reid.
Hmm.
uh, and Spagnola. So I feel like it's going to be real tough for us to go in there and steal a win in Arrowhead. If we do, that's great. I just don't know if I see it. I think that uh, there are two more that I will harp on real quick. The Jaguars game, I think we win. I'm not saying I'm concerned about. I do think they could be scrappy for us. I could
Hmm.
see that being a game in which Bo Nix struggles a little bit. But
Hmm.
ultimately, I think we win that one. And then I'll go with the Chargers. The Chargers are dealing with a lot of injuries, and I predict that we will win this game. But I will say this: Sean Payton has yet to beat Jim Harbaugh since they've both been in the AFC West. So, that's going to be kind of an important game. Just like I don't think it's going to be a super consequential game. We'll see. We'll see how seeding is at that point. But I do think it's kind of important in the sense of okay, like Sean Payton needs to get that win over Jim Harbaugh under his belt. So,
Yeah.
but to answer your question, I think that Christmas Day game against the Chiefs, that'll be real difficult. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, that one probably is the objective correct answer. Just considering like that, just the ridiculously low number of total victories that the Broncos have in Arrowhead is wild. It's only something like 15 total wins ever. Something
Yeah,
crazy like that. I would like to say I'm really interested to see the Packers game. Um, Playing Green Bay because I feel like the Packers are a team that they're not quite at the cream of the crop of the NFC, but they're right there. They're very talented, and whenever Jordan Love is playing well,
yep,
they could maybe beat anyone in the NFC. Like
yeah,
they have a puncher's chance. And I want to see how does Denver fare. It's another shot to see, right? Like we got to see them play
sure,
against Philadelphia, and to see that kind of cross conference game. Um, like if the Packers come into Denver and we beat them handily, I'm gonna feel really, really good about where this team is. I wish the Chargers game, like you said, I think the Chargers game is going to be made less difficult because of just the injuries that the Chargers have just forever had. And really, there's only two games that I'm walking into. I'd walk away feeling like feeling absolutely disgusted if we lost, and that's this week against the Commanders, and that's with the Raiders on the road. I think we need to come away with those two games.
yep,
We have to win.
yep. I know. Like the one at home against the Raiders, we struggled, but no, we still should expect to beat that team handily. Like they should prove that one on that Thursday night game that was a fluke. So
Yeah,
we should win that one handily.
yeah. That was like a 15th performance from
Yeah,
the team, and we
yep,
still got to win. So
yep.
you're hoping something, but it's not. I would say it's not like I'm not looking at it going it's a murderer's row schedule, but it's also not easy. Like I kind of like this schedule down the stretch, right? Where every team is presenting a challenge. The Packers you get to work against a great defensive line. The Chiefs you have to deal with going into Arrowhead. That's going to feel like a playoff game. The Jaguars have a very talented team across the board. They got a lot of athleticism. The Chargers, it like you said, it's the Jim Harbaugh thing. Like I feel like there's a challenge here in every week that is going to help sharpen the team if they can handle it well. But I also like looking at all these teams. The only thing stopping me from saying like, oh yeah, I expect this team to go 6-0 down the stretch is just like you probably don't go 6-0 ever in the NFL when you're already riding a 7 game. Like that would be insane if we like won 13 straight games to end the season.
Yeah, I don't see us
So
running the table.
I don't see us running the table, but also if you give me there's not a single game where I'm not
We
circling any game for
we're,
a loss.
we're not outclassed in any of these.
No.
Yeah. We can beat any of these teams. Um, Whereas there were times earlier in the like again when we went to Philadelphia before the game, it was definitely like oh like Denver's going to lose this game,
Yeah.
things like that. But no, looking at this, we can win all of these. I just don't think we will because it's not a common thing to run the remaining table like that. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
Okay, so then follow-up question. Uh we've looked at the schedule. I want to hand out an award. Who do you think is going to be this team's Mr. December? Who is going to show up? Maybe someone that has yet to contribute, or maybe someone who just hasn't been there as much. Who's going to really step up beyond what would be their expected role for
Rhett,
December?
I think we're kind of slowly seeing the signs. Um, I think that when you talk about winter football
Hmm.
going into late November, December, early January, it becomes less about the speed and the explosion and the finesse, and it becomes more of a physical game doing the dirty work. I think that there have been steps each week, and I think we are going to see Pat Bryant emerge over the last 6 games. The strides have been obvious to me. Pat is a route runner beyond his years.
Mhm.
His hands are fantastic. And the most important thing about a Sean Payton receiver, he is going to dig out in the run
Mm,
game. Rhett, I want to be clear about this for people who are listening. When I say Pat Bryant is going to be that guy down the stretch, I'm not saying he will
mhm.
necessarily, he's not going to turn into Jackson Smith and Jigba. Like I'm not saying he's going to be catching 10 passes a game and over 100 yards and a whole bunch of touchdowns. I'm just saying we are going to continue to see him impact the game in even bigger ways as a receiver, as a blocker, as just a football player. So that's my answer. And again, I think we have already started to see him develop slowly. And I think we got a really good player on our hands in him, man.
Yeah. I see the vision that Sean Payton had, man. It's fun to see. It's cool to see him kind of step into a role that is needed, man. We need
Yep.
someone with consistent hands. We need someone that can be trustworthy. Um, I think down the stretch, who we're going to see really stepping up is maybe this is wish casting. I think we're going to see Evan Ingram finally start to do it. I
I
think
like
the
it.
last couple weeks we've seen some moments where they're starting to just figure out what he does well. He's been able to get the ball moving laterally in a way that we have not been able to find him. And I don't know. I just I would like to see that piece be like one of those final pieces where if you get a presence there in the middle of the field, honestly, like if we get Nate Atkins back and he can be doing some of the other stuff, um, it frees up Evan to be more of a weapon, and
Yeah.
maybe that's a part of it. It gets
Yeah.
the worst end up, but
Yeah.
I I'm just hopeful for it. Like
And
I'm kind of past the point of being I was upset with Evan Ingram earlier, and now I'm kind of like past it and whatever, and now I'd be really like any if he can show back up, it'd feel like icing on top of the cake of this season. Of like, okay, good, finally, yes, that'd be great.
yeah, totally. I can see that. I mean, he has. I mean, the first couple weeks, it was just like, oh man, are we going to use him at all?
Yeah, it was nasty.
And it's definitely picked up. Like
Mm.
he still hasn't blown us away or anything like that, but he started to contribute. So yeah, I could totally see that. Like Nick's just finding his rhythm more and more and getting more comfortable. I could see. I mean, I talked about like I'd like to see him this Sunday be featured a little bit, and so yeah, I like that one. I hope it comes to fruition.
Yeah, and then I mean, I think to a smaller proportion or maybe whatever, just like the more of a slayer. I'd love a Jaleel McLaughlin moment or narrative again. God, he is a guy that you
Yeah,
like. He hasn't been
totally.
out there on the field all this year, so you forget about it. He is fun to root for, man. So let's see some of those guys get together. Finally, just what's our record prediction down the season? So I'm just gonna go week by week. You just give me a win or loss
Mhm.
tomorrow, not tomorrow, this week in Washington.
Dub, we're winning.
Dub. After that, we head back to the Mile High City and we face the Green Bay Packers at
Nope,
home.
nope, you're reading it the wrong way. We're going to
Oh,
Las Vegas.
we go to Las Vegas. We go past the Mile High City. We go to Las Vegas. We stop there for a couple days is what I meant to say. And then we go to Las Vegas and we play them in the Roomba out in Las Vegas.
Dub.
Dub.
Yep.
Two dubs in a row. We're looking at 11 and 2 ball club playing the Acme Green Bay Packers in Denver December
Dub.
14th. Whew.
Dub.
December 14th, we stay at home, a little two-game home stand here. The Jacksonville Jaguars come up to the cold and snow of maybe snow, but definitely the cold and the whipping wind of Denver, Colorado. Ian, how are you feeling about that one?
I think that one's a dub too. I think it's an ugly one, but I think it's a dub.
So we're sitting here 9, 10, 11, 12 and 2 football team on a, what would that put us now? Uh, an 11 game win streak. Uh, oh,
I know that sounds crazy to me too, but
heading into Arrowhead Stadium against the Kansas City Chiefs.
this one's a loss. And I'll just say this, right? I'm not going to unpack it. If the Chiefs end up making the playoffs, if they're able to string some wins together and actually get in the tournament, it's not going to be the worst thing to me that we didn't sweep them in the regular season. I'll leave it at that.
That's true. That's true.
I don't necessarily want to try to beat them 3 times. So, yeah, I think that's a loss either way. Don't think we get out of there with a win.
I think we win. And
Okay.
you get them on a Thursday. You get them. We're going to play this team twice on 4 days rest, or no, because we had 10 days
No,
going on. Never mind.
we had a mini bye. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna play them twice on a weird schedule, and I think how do I say this? At home we had an advantage, but I think the bye week should have been advantage Chiefs. They had a rest advantage. They are a more historic team at taking advantage of that kind of stuff of
Okay.
whenever rest. We have to go into Arrowhead. I don't know if they're still even in the playoff race 4 weeks from now. They probably still are. Um, and we're more talented than they are.
Yeah.
So
No, I
I
get
I
it.
think that the short game, the short week for both teams means that it's going to just come down to talent on talent. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll say they win. I'm the optimist of the two of us.
Yeah.
And then
No, I get
last,
it.
we go from December 25th to January 4th. So another weird rest spot there.
Yep.
You get a kind of a mini bye heading into week 18.
Yep. We're winning this game too, Rhett. So in my opinion, we are going 5-1 for the rest of the year.
I think
Yeah.
we're going 6-0. I'm looking because we took it game by game.
When you take a game by the game, it's easier to kind of see that vision. Yeah.
No, well, okay, because you had said like, oh yeah, going into the season, like we would never have predicted 9-2 going into the bye. I pulled up from whenever they first released the schedule, uh, and I remembered we had a text conversation where I was like, I don't know, guys, I'm going game by game, and we're going to be ridiculously good. And I had us going into the bye at 9-2 as well, with losses to the Chargers and the Eagles instead of the Chargers and the Colts. And then I had us winning everything, 5-1 down the stretch after the bye, with the only loss in Kansas City. So this is apparently going just as I predicted. Uh, Unbelievable. I'll take that. I'll take that win, but I haven't thought about that. Ian, how serious of a conversation do we need to have about this football team in terms of its chances if we get a mini bye going into week 18, we play the Chargers, and then we end up with a 1 seed, so we get a bye week after that. We get a second situation here of like one game in 23 days or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that could be huge going into the playoffs. If everyone else
Yeah.
has played football for 8, 9
Yep.
straight weeks now going
Yep.
into it, and we've gotten basically a week and a half off across three
Yeah.
weeks.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, do you have another one of these little prompts are we talking about seeding right now?
Yes, I just forgot
Okay.
to write. I
No, that's
forgot to write
okay.
one.
So
So
no, that's
let's
fine.
talk
So
about
I
the
mean,
seating.
so Rhett, we will be the number 1 seed in the AFC. And you know how I am. Like this whole season, I've been so hesitant to like
Hmm.
flex the confidence because I haven't been confident. Um, but I have seen this defense do logic defying stuff
Hmm.
all season long without fail. Okay. They do incredible things. This red zone defense we play,
Hmm.
it's not normal. It's not normal stuff. And we have a offense that is led by a very knowledgeable play caller and a quarterback who is a great athlete and is starting to maybe find his footing and rhythm
Mm,
in terms of having command of this offense. Rhett, if I look at our other major rivals for the number one seed currently, I would
hmm.
say it's the Patriots and the Colts. The Colts have a very brutal schedule to
Yes.
close out the year. I see them dropping at least a couple more games before the end of the year. And then the Patriots, Rhett, they just lost two excellent young offensive linemen in Jared Wilson and Will Campbell for at least a few weeks. I know they've talked about IR candidacy with those guys. I
Hmm.
don't think the Patriots can sustain it as well as we can. I think we are built to last. Um, we're going to be the one seed. We're going to be able to go into the playoffs and face whoever makes it to us with a rested defense. Um, I don't know how else to say it, Rhett, because I'm not used to being a person who allows myself to have these aspirations. We
Hmm.
are firmly a Super Bowl contender. Our
Hmm.
chance to make the Super Bowl is very real. I'm not making a statement that we should be the most favored or what, but I mean, I'm saying we're the one seed, So I mean, you
Yeah.
tell me. Yeah, I really do believe in all this, Rhett. I believe in how this team has been built, and yeah, we are legitimately Super Bowl contenders. It's not a made up thing, um, and I think we are built to kick some tail in the playoffs, man. Like this team is built for the cold weather. So
I, I'm with you. I feel like the way that Super Bowl contending teams where it really works is you cannot build an actual juggernaut where it's just walk through and definitely win every game and it's no sweat in the NFL. That never happens. You can get a team to within shouting distance. You can get them 9/10 of the way there, and then to close the deal, real or maybe even 2/3 of the way there or 3/4 of the way there. And then there's things like health, luck, like literally referees making bad calls either for you or against you. Like someone, a referee's going to make an incomprehensible call, and if it's against you and hurts you, it could be you out of the playoffs.
yeah.
The bouncing of a ball, like, one bad decision, whatever, because we play a single elimination format.
Mm-hmm.
And the the Broncos are going to clear that hurdle. The things that will take down the Denver Broncos in the 2025 season in the AFC at very least, it's going to be injury, it's going to be health, it's going to be luck. I don't foresee us showing up and getting into a game and getting our you just getting our butts handed to us and losing by 21 points and feeling like last year where it was like us against the Bills where we were like, oh yeah, we scored a touchdown, this is unbelievable, and then the rest of the game was like, oh, this is a different class, this is a different thing. We're going to be hanging with any team anywhere on the field. I mean, give me the LA Rams. Even like, I'm not afraid of them. Matt
I'll play.
Stafford, we
I'll
will
take anybody.
we will break Matt Stafford
Yeah,
before Devontae
yeah,
Adams can get open on,
yeah. I mean,
like
they are the team that like, yeah. I think they're the best team in the NFL. But I'm with
they
you in
are.
terms of like, yeah. You know what? Give me anybody. Give me
Yeah.
anybody. I don't care. Like, I want the smoke. So yeah.
Um,
And
yeah,
real
that's
quick,
an man. Whew.
I just checked the box. Monday Night Football's happening right now.
Yeah.
49ers Panthers. Uh, the first half is coming to a close. There have been 4 interceptions thrown in the first half. Uh, 3 of them by Brock Purdy, 1 by Bryce Young.
Well,
So that
that's
Panthers
not.
defense is legit, though.
I was really gonna. I really needed Christian McCaffrey and Rico Dowdle to both go off, but that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Okay.
is it Giro Evero, the Panthers defensive? Yeah.
He is. He
Shout out to
is.
Giro. He's got those boys playing in Carolina.
Yeah, we
They're
love him.
playing good. Yeah. Yeah, he's
He's
great.
good. He's not an evil ex of ours. We wish him well.
He's the one good thing Nathaniel Hackett brought to Denver. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, man, it's an exciting time to be a Broncos fan. Like, just
Yep.
let's enjoy this moment. Let's try to enjoy this moment.
Yep.
like our last like little bit of a take a deep breath, because I'm going to be unbelievably stressed for the next 10 to 12 weeks possibly. And this is what we wish for. This is what we've been hoping for
That's
a
right.
decade.
That's
That's
right.
it.
It's fun. We're good again. Accept it. The Broncos are good.
The Broncos are
Get
good.
used to
Broncos
the
are back.
idea. Yeah,
We're not going away.
we
All
aren't.
we have is we've got more cap space. We've got a team locked up for the future. We've got a defense that's Super Bowl caliber. We've got an offense that's getting better. We've got Sean Payton, Bo Nix. We've got fate on our side, and we've got Washington on Sunday.
Chills.
Thank you for listening to the Long Distance Kicks podcast, where it's always